Adulting can be hard when you're just starting out in the real world. And since it's the time where many college students set up their own places for the first time, we thought, hey, we'd give you a hand. We welcome Jodie Kachkar and Justin Gabinet to help set up the kitchen. Thanks for bringing the entire college dorm here onto our kitchen counter. We love that. First off, what are like the must-haves? You cannot eat without some of these things.
Well, I think the first and foremost one is you need like cutlery, plates, and at least a set of like for 2 people at bare minimum. That would be like basic.
Absolutely. I like when we're thinking cooking, for me, knives are really important. Knives and sort of a decent, like a couple of pots and a frying pan or two would be really important to me. And I'm kind of picky about knives. So like I'm the woman that will go to some place and take my knives with me. So if I'm going to an Airbnb, I'll roll up with my knives.
For sure. So a butter knife is not going to cut it for Jodie.
Yeah.
So those are the essentials. What are some of the secondary items that people might not be thinking, oh, I need to pack that too?
Well, the things that we have here are kind of a blender and a air fryer. And so I think it depends on your budgetary constraints as well. But like air fryers now, like we didn't have them 20 years ago. And so like, honestly, this is like, I would say, not quite essential, but getting there. And then a good blender is also a really good kind of secondary thing to have on standby. If you don't have like the best of the best, like any good glass blender would be perfect.
Jodie, you were mentioning you need your caffeine fix, like especially if you're going to exam season, whatever you need to get through the school year.
For sure. I would have some way to have caffeine in the morning. So if you're a tea drinker, you want a teapot in your kettle. Absolutely. I'm a coffee drinker, and I want that first thing in the morning. Like I want coffee before I want anything else. So I would be like, and I really like to stagger down to my kitchen and have my coffee be ready. But if that's not the way you roll and you need to make your coffee, an inexpensive, less take-up space kind of thing is a French press. Because you don't need to store it. And some things to think about, like in your first kitchen space, is like how much space do you have? Are you sharing with anyone, right? Can you like coordinate on things? And also how many plugs, like those kinds of things can make a difference to like the size of what you bring.
Right. So you were mentioning with the air fryer, we didn't have it back in the day. No. Great for leftovers, if you have leftover pizza. You don't want soggy pizza the next day. So kids are lucky. But let's talk about leftovers. What are some like containers or perhaps hacks that we could use to save the leftovers for next lunch, next day dinner?
Well, I think there's always like the common, like the Ziploc bags and the Tupperware containers for sure. But my go-to hack is going and getting deli containers. They come in all shapes and sizes, and you can buy them in bulk or by sleeves individually, and they're dishwasher and microwave safe. And restaurant, they kind of use these all the time. You can use them to hold spices and herbs, so they're really quite versatile. So they are pretty cost-effective, all things said and done.
But you can actually get them super cheap at the reuse center too, right? That's a great hack.
For free.
Yeah, for free. And the reuse center is such a great thing. I go there for my foods class all the time.
Yeah.
Wine glasses, is it essential, Jodie, really?
Well, I'm a teacher. Justin and I are both teachers. I think we would consider wine glasses essential for our work, but perhaps not for our university student compatriots. But you could always drink out of your deli container.
Absolutely. What's something you don't need really quickly? Like leave it at home, you don't need it.
I have it up here, but a mortar and pestle you don't need. That's a very common one. And you don't need like a Dutch oven right away, and you don't need a KitchenAid right away either. Everyone's like going for those hard right out of college. You don't need them. They're a really big cost. They are fantastic. When you're more established, absolutely go for it, but you don't need them right away.
Take up space, right?
Absolutely. I would think essentials first, and then start making a list of things that you miss having or are used to having. And then in October, Christmas, start making a list. Because once you're away from home, your like fun Christmas and birthday gift time is gone. It's all practical things.
This is so true. Jodie and Justin, thank you so much. Lots of great tips to save you money. You can find a lot of that on our website as well.